security challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
There is urgent need to facilitate upgrading of Nigeria to full membership status.
Senate committee advocates full membership status for Nigeria at the International Energy Charter.
All the police in Britain, they have walkie-talkie.
And Senator calls for the adoption of British security system as a way of tackling insecurity in the country. Welcome to Inside the Senate. I am Hussaina Amina Aboki, bringing you updates of activities in the Senate wing of the National Assembly. In this week's package, we bring reports of an interactive session organized by the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation. Top on the agenda was elevating the status of Nigeria on the International Energy Charter, amongst other issues. We also have reports on the screening of a presidential nominee for the position of Chairman, Revenue, Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, as well as interviews with senators where salient issues were dissected as it concerns their primary assignments as lawmakers. Details of these and more after the break. Please stay tuned.
The Senate will send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that approach.
Raise a matter of urgent public importance.
And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Senate Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on Thursday, the 7th of July 2022, hosted the International Energy Charter, a global energy organization with headquarters in Brussels in Belgium. In another committee room, the screening of a presidential nominee took place. Details of these activities in our next report as compiled and presented from our studio.
The primary objective of the International Energy Charter is strengthening the rule of law in energy issues by creating a level playing field of multilateral rules to be observed by all participating governments. Each treaty covers all aspects of commercial energy activities, including trade, investment, and energy efficiency. The Charter has 54 countries as permanent members, while 44 others are on observer status, with Nigeria being an observer since 2016. Not satisfied with Nigeria's observer status, the committee chairman, Senator Uche Ekunife, argued that Nigeria has all it takes to be a full-fledged member of the Charter due to its energy profile. She summarized Nigeria's energy potential to include the fact that Nigeria hosts 37.07 trillion barrels of crude oil reserves since 2016. Nigeria is ranked number 10 in the world, accounting for about 2.2% of the world's total oil reserves. Nigeria's gas reserve is 208.6 trillion cubic feet as at January 2020. Nigeria's renewable energy capacity in 2021 was estimated at about 2.154 megawatts. Nigeria's entire hydropower's exploitative potential is projected at about 14.120 megawatts.
But despite these potentials, Nigeria's pace is much lower than the global average, indicating the need for stronger international cooperation to optimize the electricity market and drive massive investment. That is the reason why Nigeria is working very hard to partner with IEC to be a member, not just to be an observer. Then what is our interest as a country? Number one interest is that Nigeria, both Nigeria and our regional body, that is ECOWAS, fall under the observer status. Hence, there is urgent need to facilitate upgrading of Nigeria to full membership status.
Senator Ekunife added that Nigeria needs more collaborative support from bigger organizations such as the World Bank, United Nations, Economic Fund for Europe, and other superpower members of the Charter to ensure efficiency in its power supply system.
So your coming to Nigeria is timely, and you have come at a time when this country is thinking about diversifying our economy. And there's no way you can think about diversification of any economy without talking about power.
The Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, Professor Eli Jidere Bala, who was also on ground during the meeting, agreed with the chairman.
We're in the process of accession to the treaty, and the idea is that if we belong to an international community that promotes energy trade and cooperation, and also in dispute settlement, it will enhance foreign direct investment into our energy sector.
While assuring that Nigeria will soon be elevated to a full-fledged member of the Charter from its current position of an observer, the Secretary General of the Charter, Mr. Goy Lentz, appealed for more investment in the nation's energy sector.
When you invest in energy, you invest for 30 years. Whatever is the investment you are doing, it is the same for renewable and energy efficiency as it was for fossil fuel. That is the reason why security in law and continuity in your legal framework will ensure you the security of investment. Investment will come if you legal framework, legal sectors remain the same all along the path.
The session ended with a resolution calling for more collaboration between the committee and the Charter. Earlier on Tuesday, the 5th of July 2022, the Committee on National Planning screened a nominee of President Muhammadu Buhari, Mohammed Bello, for confirmation and appointment as Chairman, Revenue, Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission.
This is a very, very important appointment, particularly areas of revenue management, collection monitoring, and ensuring that Federation revenue accrues to the Federation in the best interest of all the governments of the country at the federal, states, and local government.
Even then, the session continued with a promise by the nominee, who was the Commission Secretary, that he would work towards enhancing its activities if confirmed.
One of the things that I also want to do with the help of my commission members and also people in the commission is to become a high-tech commission. We're still doing things somewhat analog. We rely on communication from NNPC handwritten, from custom handwritten. We have to go and be checking papers and things like that. And I think that it's about time that the commission move to the level whereby they can be able to monitor revenue actively, using modern technology.
A question borrowing on the funding of the judiciary came up.
How can you advise this committee, as you are going to be chairman, to improve the funding of the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Federal High Courts, and all the courts, and the industrial courts, all the courts?
My proposal will be to start first by reviewing their salary. That's all the judges. I give you, and their allowances. As a commission, we have a monetization department. We will sit down, we will come up, we will brainstorm, and then we will look at it holistically and be able to come up with a solution.
There was another question on the revenue sharing formula to the various tiers of government.
Especially when it comes to the revenue sharing formula. That is the sharing of revenues between the various tiers of government. I would like you to comment on the revenue sharing formula as it is and how it affects the economic growth of our country as a whole.
I know the current revenue allocation formula was from 1992, Babangida's decree, then to Modification Act of Obasanjo under Ngozi Uwela, which lasted for almost 30 years. The Constitution says at least after 5 years, we can review and look at it, but it has not been done, not until last year. We did complete our report and we submitted to Mr. President, but what Mr. President stated was that he was waiting for the constitutional amendment to see what will happen, who is going to get what. The new formula that we have, I'm not saying it in public here, it gives more to the states, it gives more to local governments, and then it gives more to FCT. this is what we have done, but I won't tell you what the actual formula is because it's with Mr. President, sir.
There were endorsements of the person of the nominee.
As my former senator here, but they said there is no former senator, or once a senator, always a senator. I'm just here to lend my support to him and urge the committee to expedite the screening exercise. Thank you.
I think we need someone with his pedigree, with his capacity, with his past records to be able to guide and chaperone the distribution of wealth to the various sectors of government.
At the end, the committee promised to complete a report of its findings for presentation to Senate's plenary for more legislative action.
We will now take a break here to open the Senate notebook. Don't go away.
The committee secretariat is the body mandated to coordinate administrative duties of the committee. It is headed by the committee clerk, under who specialized administrative and legislative staff operate. The operation involves organize committees meeting with stakeholders, ensure effective communication with committee members as well as other stakeholders, organize public hearings, oversight duties as well as screening exercises referred to the committee by the Senate plenary, and perform such other duties referred to it by the leadership of the committee, among other things.
The program is Inside the Senate, and we're bringing you reports of some events that occurred before and during the short recess taken for the Salah. Senator representing Ondo South Senatorial District, Nicholas Tofomo, had a short interview session with the press before the recess. One of the issues he touched on was the rehabilitation of the Nigerian police in line with the British security system. This, he says, is one way of addressing the insecurity challenge facing the nation.
When I got to England in 1984, British police was just very, very analog. Even if a police officer stops you that time, he doesn't know who owns your vehicle. He will just give you a paper that you should go and produce, you should go and do this. They were just picking up. But today, when a policeman stops you in United Kingdom, he knows the owner of the car. He knows whether you have an insurance. He knows whether you have a driver's license. When they steal any car, within hours, they've apprehended the stolen vehicle. They've gone up. You see, they call all the police in Britain, they have walkie-talkie. And they call police, this is what they call police beats. Police beat is a process where police walk around. They walk around. And if there is crime in anywhere, they just radio that if you are around so area, move to that place. Can you do it in Nigeria?
In view of this, Senator Tofomo added, there is the need for the members of the 9th Assembly to deploy their positions to revitalize the nation's security system.
Even if it's only Nigerian police that we can turn around to upgrade Nigerian police to a standard whereby there will be a format that if you go to a police station in Akure, it will be the same police station you have in Enugu, it will be the same police station you have in Kano. But it will surprise you. Governors are getting heavy security votes. What are they doing with the money?
In another interview, the chairman, Senate Public Accounts Committee, Senator Matthew Urogide, shed light on the operations of the Public Accounts Committee, which is mentioned under Section 85, subsection 6 and 7 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Senator Urogide said that under the section, the committee has the mandate of working on the consolidated financial reports originating from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), and other bodies charged with the responsibility of doing financial transactions on behalf of the government. According to him, the reports are presented to the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, which in turn are presented to the committee for necessary action.
It is what Auditor General, notices on that financial presentation. It is his comments on those financial transactions that he sends to us. Those of them that are cleared by him, by the Auditor General, are not sent to the National Assembly. It's only the errant ones, those that are committed infractions, that are sent to the National Assembly. So even if you have over 750 agents of government, and of course he comments and he indicts only 100, it's only those 800, it's only those 100 that we send to the National Assembly. Those that are cleared by him do not come to us.
He disclosed further that another source through which financial reports of MDAs get to the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation is from external auditor appointed by the MDAs themselves.
Those external auditors audit, their financial transactions and then put a comment. Whatever it is, what the audited account is, they submit to the Auditor General for the Federation. It is what Auditor General sees in those audited financial, audits conducted by the external auditors appointed by these agencies that he comments on. So with that part of it, the agencies that are still errant or that are still found to be guilty are the ones, the comments made by Auditor General sends to the National Assembly.
The committee chairman, however, disagreed with this system and expressed fears that reports of such external auditors are at risk of being compromised because they are appointed by MDAs paying them.
That is where, if we really have to look at it critically, that is why we wanted to make amendment to the Constitution. All right? We know what it is. If an external auditor that is appointed by an MDA, all right, to what extent do you think that report will not be compromised? Because the Auditor General for the Federation does not go there directly to go and do the audit, to go and carry out the audit process. He doesn't go there. And again, when the report is even sent and he still finds infraction, still able to point out infractions, before he comes, the auditor is going to, tell the auditee, that is the agency, we are coming. This is what we are coming to do. We're coming to look at what you have done.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure, says their mandate are not just to entertain cases of oppressed Nigerians and prefer solutions to their plight, but also to make a case for the correction of infractions observed in the nation's systems. Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure, in an interview session before the Salah break, stated that one such action taken by the committee was to bring to the notice of the Senate that an institution, the National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, established by the Federal Ministry of Education in collaboration with United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO, as well as the International Institute of Educational Planning IIEP, has been existing without legislative backing, thereby hindering the achievement of its mandate.
The institution has not been able to achieve significant mandate because there is no law guiding its administration. The administration is under the civil service rule managed by the office of head of service of the Federation. So the institution is being guided only with the policy statement of the office of head of service of the Federation. There have been many head of service year and years out over the years. That means it has only been guided by the knowledge, by who occupies that position, desire that institution to achieve.
He stated that this comes with negative consequence, one of which is the removal of members of the current leadership of the institute by appointees of superior authorities like the presidency. This much was reported in the committee in a petition.
There was a petition before my committee on how the registrar, chief executive, was ceremonially removed by the incoming Director General appointed by Mr. President. The registrar was removed ceremonially. The acting Director General was also removed. These people have put in years of experience, many years of experience in the running of that institution. But Mr. President appointed a DG. During the plenary, during the investigative public hearing, we invited the DG, we invited the aggrieved personnel of the institution, guiding the appointment and remuneration of key officers of the institution. We found out that the institution has no enabling law.
As a way of solving this issue, therefore, the committee decided that a bill should be sponsored with a view to according the institute legislative backing that would enable the operations of the institute to be well guided. The bill has since scaled second reading, referred to the Senate Committee on Education, and presently awaiting the next legislative action. Those were extracts from interviews with some senators on issues affecting their committees as well as the nation. Up next is our profile segment. Stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Einaya Abaribe represents Abia South Senatorial District of Abia State. He was elected into the National Assembly on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and was actually the minority leader, a position he abdicated after decamping from PDP to ABGA. He attended Government College Umuahia for his West African School Certificate (WASC) in 1974, University of Benin in Edo State for a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees in Economics in 1979 and 1982 respectively. He lectured at the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma in Edo State from 1982 to 1985 and later took appointment with SCOA Nigeria as Area Manager South from 1985 to 1991 and 1991 to 1992. He was also a Senior Manager for Investment at Nikon and Chief Executive Officer, Integrated Mortgage Limited. He joined politics and served as Deputy Governor of Abia State in the tenure of the then Governor, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu from 1999 to 2003. Same year, he contested as Governor under ANPP but lost. He then contested to the Senate under PDP in the 2007 general elections and won, and has been in the Senate since then, having won again in 2011, 2015 and 2019. His legislative interests include promotion of homemade goods, education and youth empowerment.
This brings us to the end of the program for this week. Join us next week for another edition, and thanks for watching.